Madison Police says a man was arrested last week after he allegedly smashed car windows and deflated tires outside of a Madison bar. This happened just after noon on Applegate Court. The victims told police that they left their cars parked overnight outside of the bar the night before and then found the damage when they returned the next day. That's when the victims named a potential suspect who lived in Monona. Officers went to the man's home and found blood inside his vehicle and near his house. The man faces a couple of charges, including domestic criminal damage to property.